Hey people, welcome to my channel. This is your girl Chevanese, aka Niecey, and welcome to my channel, y'all. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and let's chit chat down in the comments. And welcome. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about what it's like working at the hospital as a LPN. I'm just gonna go from the start to the end, and then I will just put in some stuff like what it's, you know, like your experience with different nurses and all of that. So my shift that I work on is from 7 to 7:30, and that's 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So when you get in, I work on a telemetry unit. So when we get in, they have a huddles where all the employee right there at the nursing station meet, which is the day and the night. They will tell you the list, just like things of what's going on, how many patient is on isolation, Baker Act, Abashore. Where is Abashore is like they have a little machine set up like a robot, like if a patient that they're trying to get out of bed but they just need a little redirection, the machine will just say something like get back in the bed, or alarm if the patient is getting out real fast so we could get to the room to prevent a fall. So when they tell you all of that, and they talk about other things that's going on, things you gotta look up, they will talk about kudos, like nurse that been recognized and customer, the patient, talk about them, like do a review. Cause they have like a paper. I have a few of them. I would have to take them up my locker at work to read them to you. But I did get some few kudos. You could get kudos from an employee or the patient or whoever just see you're just outstanding. You go the extra mile. When you do your work, you could write something. I do write some for some of my employees, just in case if I'm busy doing something, I'm stuck in a room and someone help me, I will definitely write a kudos for them. So after all of that, and they said announcements and every little thing, it take like about 5 minutes to finish everything. Then they have the list of assignment on a sheet of paper. You get the paper, you look which nurse you're with. I'm an LPN, so I'm always gonna be with an RN. I don't work by myself, so I know who I'm with. We take report. They want us to do bedside report, which is we go into the room. Sometimes the patient is sleeping, but we introduce ourselves. We're trying to look around our surrounding, make sure everything in place. If IV is hanging, I try to be nosy, look at it. Just make sure the patient, basically make sure they're alive and they're not in a terrible state based on the report that the patient is giving, the nurse is giving you, because she's going to be going home and you're going to stuck with that patient, with that problem. So you want to just make sure everything is good. That's all. So you take reports, you know what your patient came in for, you know, they complain, you know their diagnosis. You kind of know if your patient is a troublemaker or this person, you got to watch them. They will always try to go to bed. Oh, they're chill, they're independent. You don't have to do much. You just have to give them the basic. So you will get that little rundown from the nurse. They will tell you if any lab out of whack. You could definitely ask question if they say, okay, the calcium was this, the doctor did something. You know what I mean? Or we're just waiting for discharge paper. We're waiting for consultations for the patient to see the cardiology, the oncology, the neurology, or based on if, all right, one time I did have a patient came in for, so they have a hematoma. I was like, in the head. I'm like, this person fall. And they were like, no. And then later on during the shift, the RN came to me and I was like, no, I was joking, stating, this is nothing to laugh about. I was like, if this person didn't fall, somebody beat up this person. It's an old person, because he have they have some type of bleeding in the head. They didn't fall. How did they get that type of injury? And I was like, it must be some family beat up the patient. It was, and I was just saying this as joke, but it's not a joke. And then we got a screening, so we got a document about domestic violence, like try to ask certain questions to see if the patient was abused or not. I mean, we didn't see no physical abuse on the patient, but based on testing, it kind of showed that maybe somebody abused the patient, or maybe the patient fell and no one reported. Okay, the patient is from a nursing home. So after we do our report, that's how I work. We do our report, then me and the nurse kind of sit for like, maybe not even sit, but we stand. So I'd be like, okay, I will do the morning vitals. You could check the chart to see what's going on with the patient. When I finish, do all my vitals. You know, just make sure the room look a little bit presentable, wipe on the table. Just make it look good. And as I said, it all depends who you work with. Some people, we get up to 6 patient max. Some nurse will say, okay, I will do 3, you do 3. As I say, it all depends who you work with. You could just say, I will do it. I said I will do all the patient while you check to see if we have any critical stuff that's going on, things that need to be done, who we gotta see first, who have surgery. You know, just try to prioritize and take the more critical people them first. So yeah, we'll do that. After you do the vitals, we split the patient. As I said, it all depends who you work with. I work with some nurses, we split the medication. Some nurses is like they forgot, okay, I'm an LPN, I know how to give medicine, I know how to take care of patient. But I don't complain, I just go with the flow when I'm at work. So as I said, some will let me do the medicine, some will. So I thought I don't even get the chance to do, say, none of the morning medicine. I will pick up on the afternoon or the evening medicine. So after we do the medicine, I try to, because sometimes when the nurses giving me report, they talk so fast. Not say fast. I can't spell some other damn word that they saying, or it's foreign to me. I never know the word. So I will just write a part of the word, because your report basically is for you to understand what you write on it, so you could talk back to someone else and give them report. So I will just write half of the stuff, and then I go to the computer, because I figure out a lot of people show me tricks, and then I find tricks to see when notes are repeating, because some of the notes is they use a template, and it's like stuff is just repetitive, is going over and over. So I know to do tricks to tell what is new, like, okay, what did they put in today? So I focus on that to see what's going on. And then I look at the first note when the patient is in the emergency room, see what they come in, what the doctor did, what happened. And then I could look at, depends which doctor see them, I will look at 2 other notes. So I said, okay, this is what's going on with the patient. All right, I know the foundation. Let's go to the structure. So then I look at the last recent note, and I would be like, okay, this is what's going on with the patient. So I have an idea what's going on with my patient now. So after I do that, I check the computer. That's after I did all the morning meds, make sure everybody good. After I do that, as I said, it depends who you're working with. Some nurse will go to the huddles without me, don't involve me in there. But now I be telling them, listen, I want to go into the huddle. When you go to the huddle, please call me when you go to the huddle. So then we'll be like, oh, I go to the huddle already. You're like, come on, please. I want to know what's going on with my patient. If nobody else want to know, I want to know. Because when doctor come to me or anyone come to me asking me questions, I'm like, looking like idiot, like I don't know shit. So I try to, so they have a huddle again, where the hospital goal is to get you out there. It's to get you out there. So they're treating what you came in for, the main issue, and their goal is to get you out. If your electrolytes is imbalanced, their goal is to get it right, get you out. If you're on oxygen, their goal, and you've never been on oxygen, their goal is to take you off and get you out. If you did have a Foley and you did have it for, say, surgery, you don't need it no more, take it out. You're peeing on your own, time to go out. Or if you gotta go to rehab. So when we have that meeting, they just talk about the barrier, why these people here, and as I said, their mission is to get them out. So after the huddle now, you're doing vitals again because they're on the tele monitor. Some people on tele, some people don't. So if they're on the tele, you do the vitals every 4 hours. If they're not, you do it every 8 hours. So I think you finish with the huddle. It's time to do the vitals again. So we'll do the vitals again. Sometime your patient, you have to probably clean up people. You know, as I said, it all depends. The day will go smooth. Some people you don't have to do nothing for them, but then you gotta change people. Then before your shift done, you gotta change them again, or you're just gonna change them multiple times. It all depends on how many pee they peed out, or how many times they poo and all of that. And they have this machine. When you do the clinical, you could see it, but it's so cool. Like on the guide, them that's incontinent, they put on like a condom cap and they stay dry. That's whosoever invent this thing, super to them, because you just put it on. It look like a condom, but it got a hole like a Foley thingy, and you connect the Foley bag to it, and it just drain the urine. Your patients stay dry. Only if they poop, you'll be like, okay, we gotta change. And then they have the prayer wick for the lady. I saw that on the TV because my first patient I saw with that was in an assisted living, because I was like, what in the world was this thing? And she was explaining to me what it was. Or when you pee, it just suck up the pee and it go to a machine. And now when she showed it to me, I saw it on TV commercial and all of that. So you do that. Okay, your goal is to prevent bed sore, or you know, anything like that, any breakdown of the skin, any irritation. So you try to do everything to just keep your patient dry as much as you can. And then you know you got to do your charting, your head to toe assessment. So basically you do head to toe, and then you just, it's like a rule book you're following. You just answer the question. So if there's something wrong with the head, you put something wrong at the eye, or somebody can't see on one side, they blind, you know, you will just put it in there. Reach the chest area, you just put in what you see. If there's no problem, you don't put on problem on your charting. So basically the hospital is not hard. You just have to get into the rhythm. And if you work at a rehab before, it's kind of easier. You know how to prioritize, because you're already getting a lot of patients and you only get up to 6 at the hospital. I'm not saying things don't change as quick as in a snap and then your patient got critical. But overall, the experience at the hospital is good. Oh, and the medicine, it's in Pixis. So it's like a code. It's like a code to go in a lot of room, code to go in the utility room, the pantry. I would tell you guys how to remember the code, but it's not only nursing watching this video, family members watching this video, and I can't say much, but there's definitely ways to remember the codes them to go in the room, which I can't say. And you will just know the code. Like me, I know the code to go in the pantry. That's the only code I know out of my head. To go where the food is. That's it. The other code, I have to be like, okay, they already showed me the trick to remember it. But other code, the pantry code, I know that. I'll be like, yeah. The other one, I'll be like, oh Lord, I gotta know. I gotta remember the trick to get in, which I can't share with y'all. But yeah, it's more chill. I don't know. To me, it's chill. I see people stressed out. They running up and down. Like the world is on their head. I'm just taking it smooth. easy while I'm at work. But if you guys have any question or things you really want me to go in depth in, please let me know down in the comment. So after our shift is finished and all of that, you gotta give report again to the, what is it now? The coming in nurse, whatever, the coming in nurse. So they give them report. It kind of goes smoothly when you have the patient again and you're on the same assignment. So all you gotta do is get update. But when you're gonna get a new nurses, you gotta tell the whole thing. From a name, go shenanigans, you know, just tell them what's going on, whole thing. But when you have the same nurse, it's just update and you get to finish real quick. But I think that's it. I think I touched base on everything. I hope this video was helpful. Oh, and this other thing too. The next thing I see, if y'all work at a rehab, you will know. Like when you coming on to shift, you gotta count the narcotics together. True, this thing is so computerized. So when you do get in your narcotics, is you gotta count it there yourself. And then you plug the number in the computer. And when you plug it in, you know, the little machine, it tells you how much medicine you should withdraw for your patient. And they try to say, okay, if you pull a narcotics, you should pull it. I should have pulled it and tell John, that's just a name come up in my brains. Tell John or Tony to do it for you. You pull your narcotics, you do it yourself. Because if it got lost and then it never given, I'm the one that logged into the computer and said I put the Pixis and say I pull it. So if it got lost, I can't say is John Tony took it from me to give it to the patient. Is your name linked to it? So they always say if you pull a narcotics, please give it right away. And just if you pull a meds, just try to go give it and don't forget about it. One time, oh Lord, I was so nervous. I accidentally took home my blood pressure pill. I got sidetracked. The patient didn't want it. I didn't get to put it back. So I go to the manager. I'd be like, here is the pill. I don't want nobody to think I take nothing. I bring it back. I bring it back. And she said, oh, it's fine. Just return it to the cubics. Maybe it's not a narcotics. They're not like, okay, it's not a problem. It's just a regular meds. But I hope this video was helpful, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time. I will definitely do that other sit-down video, like why I choose LPN over RN first. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
I cannot fuck with you, baby, you right. You are not for me, goodbye.